The sheer smile on this face, it's endless. It goes way beyond that Manchester United has qualified in the quarterfinals. Our away record has been scintillating, especially against Spanish teams. I can't even remember last time we went to Spain and had a double paella cerveza and went home, with a good goal tally. Manchester United won with 5 wins. It wasn't the best of game, of course. It was pretty much a cruise control in a way. All we needed was to score another goal. Erik ten Hag didn't have to line up the strongest team, but Erik ten Hag, when the team selection came out, had a fairly strong team. When the team sheet came out, I cannot lie, I was a little bit nervous to see Captain Harry Maguire starting. Of course, it was a little bit wobbly in the beginning when Captain Harry started, but I think he found his feet at the end of the day. He was at the races, although he was playing catch up, like if Ollie was at the wheel back 6 years ago when we played at the final, Harry Maguire was still chasing that Ferrari, showing that he could drive and be part of that winning team that actually lost on the 13th penalty with David De Gea. And by the way, David De Gea kept a clean sheet in Spain, in his home turf in Spain. Let that sink in, all right? It was a scruffy game, and kudos to the Serbian referee who kind of held it together, barring that we had dodgy referees in the Premier League before. We're not going to talk about that with Andrew Mariner and, Andy Taylor and all that stuff. But it was a good win. With Arsenal, sorry for laughing, actually getting knocked out in the penalties against Bruno Fernandes' old club, Sporting Lisbon, makes Thursday night, Europa night, even more sweeter for us, because today, Friday, as it is now where I am in Thailand, it is 12 p.m. UK time. Draw. We're facing either Juventus, we're facing either who else is through, Seville. I don't really want another Spanish paella. I think we had dined enough of the Spanish teams, or Real Sociedad. We even have Dutch Feyenoord, but also Paul Pogba's Juventus. And by the way, Paul Pogba has yet not started full 90 minutes for Juventus ever since he left us. Will he, if we get Juventus, will he be featured in the game? It's going to be very, very interesting to see. But, to summarize the whole game, and going to Real Betis and Seville, which is an absolutely beautiful place. Don't kid me wrong, Seville is a very hard team to break down at the home turf. Not many have succeeded this year. It's defensively very strong, but they looked like they couldn't finish the dinner. David De Gea was at his toes. They huffed and they puffed. They tried, but we were resolute in the first half. Okay, wasn't the best of performance, but as I was saying, tactical astute from Erik ten Hag. Just keep it in the cruise control. A little bit boring at first half, but all it matters was that we had a 4-1 aggregate in tally, and we needed to score one more goal. Second half, though, we're talking about Marcus Rashford cannon. Marcus Rashford wasn't at his races. He wasn't the best, but Marcus Rashford this year has scored 25 European goals. And that goal he took was a belter. That was a cannon. Marcus Rashford currently is sitting on 27 goals, if I'm not mistaken. 27 goals for the season in all competition. Marcus Rashford, NBA. Let that sink in. In all fairness, performance-wise, we came to a conclusion in our post-match review, call a spade, which you're going to be watching some clips after this. The guests are waiting in the background, waiting to have a say. I think that the man of the match here actually was Ten Hag with this 10 out of 10. But I think the panel will say El Cassemiro, our Cassemiro, that's been suspended by the British FA and Prem for 4 games. He will need that rest, because barring we will have a little bit of an international break. Cassemiro will be back and beginning of April, I think, firing on all cylinders. But he was very, very important. And kudos to young buck Pellistri as well for giving his full debut 90 minutes at United. He was quite all right. I think that barring that nobody put his foot wrong. I mean, of course, Fred was like a box of chocolate, Forrest Gump. You never know what you're going to get. Was a little bit dispossessed in the first half, but Fred was excellent in the second. Same with the whole team. I'm really proud that we scored that, the 5th goal in the overall aggregate. So Erik tenhag could actually give Bruno Fernandes a rest. Bruno Fernandes was not the captain on the field. It was actually the club captain that was at the helms yesterday. But all in all, I'm very happy. It wasn't the best of games, but we are through to the quarterfinals, and that's what matters. Let's bring in the panel. Let's hear what Jay has to say. Call it a spade, and also a brother power hour, Botswana Papi. It is an F1 race at the moment, but Arsenal is out. Do I dare to laugh? Of course I do. That is what we are here for, to banter Arsenal, right? Thanks, and let's bring in the panel. You know what? Ten Hag inherited that beautiful red Ferrari from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ten Hag took the coordinates and put in 5-0 or 5-1 in the GPS and went on a cruise control. He has the eyes on the prize. Manchester United are through to the quarterfinals, people. Let that sink in. It was a game of a scrap, It's not easy to go to Seville because they haven't really conceded many goals over there. So, and kudos to the Serbian referee, because there was moments of scrappy football. It's kind of a scrap yard going to Seville, but Seville is a very, very beautiful city. We are talking about going through to the quarterfinals and 5-1 in aggregate. Let's do this. I got my scintillating guests in the background. I have Jay Daly waiting in, calling a spade. Jay, scintillating can of whoop ass. How are you, Sir Jay?
Hi, Mick. How's it going, buddy? I heard you open the door there with the Ferrari metaphor. Well, if you recall, I said previously the team was a Ferrari, but we had an imposter of a manager, and it was like you give the keys of Ferrari to a toddler. But right now we've got an up and coming Formula One driver driving that Ferrari with Teutonic precision.
Yep. And we're not talking about Schumacher, we're not talking about Lewis Hamilton, we're talking about Botswana Papi. Of course, hey. Botswana Papi. You're the Ferrari driver, are you?
I am the Ferrari driver. That's me swerving past because Ten Hag is at the wheel. I'm the Ferrari driver, but really Ten Hag is the real driver right now. I'm riding that euphoria and so excited about the result today.
100%. Can we hear your horn? You had a horn, right?
Oh, I have the horn.
Let's go. Let's kick off the show. And we were talking about racing and F1, and I just remember that I just set 3 hours on a motor scooter bike going from Krabi to Phuket, 3 hours straight with my missus in the back. So you can imagine how my bum feels, to be honest. But it's so good to come back. It's good to be back because I haven't been doing streaming for, I don't know, it feels like a week, Jay. When did we last do a stream? That was a week ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a week. I just want to say as well, you're here with a sore bum, and you've got a guy then that's brought a horn to a post match. I'm gonna be very worried about this show.
Don't worry about that.
Sorry, man. That was just so obvious. That was just such an obvious crypt to make.
I left it open.
Open door, you tap it in.
It's a tap, like a Weghorst tap in. A veggie horse tap in.
Second. That was a Weghorst. That's ended up in row Z in the stand or the car park. Let's be fair.
All Right. I saw you, Power, where you were doing a watch along together with Mr. B, right? Mr. Broccoli.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I managed to make a comment, and you guys were panicking, and I said, cruise control. That was the keyword. And then I left. I
Mm-hmm.
was teasing.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I was right. I said, we
You were.
will score one. We will score one. And then it's it.
Yes.
And then I left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's my flowers? Where's my
You
roses?
you deserve your flowers. Let's give you your flowers.
Now, let's talk about this first half, right? I thought that, we kind of never got into the second gear in the first half. It was pretty much cruise control, a little bit shaky word whenever Captain Harry had got the ball, but he grew steady into the game. He did a couple of few blocks. I know, Jay, Captain Harry is not your favorite player, but in overall, did you think he did a fair, performance from the other 90 minutes? Like he did a job,
I must admit, when I saw the team sheet, I thought, okay, this is script now. Betis are going to go 1-0 up. They'll be a quick ball over the top, and they'll beat Maguire pace 1-0 up. And the first half, we shall be under the cosh. However, El Carcinero Martinez literally bossed and talked Maguire through the first half.
He
He told
did.
him where to stand, he told him where to be. But of course, the English commentators never pick up on that. They were
No.
espousing the virtues of Maguire, and they're also espousing how and why he's first name on Saga's team sheet. So look, on Maguire, we'll give him a solid 6 out of 10. No more, no less. He didn't have any clamorous errors let us down, but that was testament to Martinez talking him through the first half.
Again, Martinez is such an important player for us. Like, talk to
Yeah.
us, Botswana Papi. Like, when you saw the team sheet, what was your initial reaction? Like, because I knew that there was going to be some form of resting Varane, but either we're going to be Lindelof or it's going to be, Maguire. And what
Yeah.
was Maguire actually team captain today, or was it Bruno
Yeah, it was
Fernandes?
Maguire was the captain, and that's how it usually is every time when he's on the field. It doesn't matter who has it before him. But in terms of his performance, I think he was actually decent. But there was moments when he was shaky, and like as Jay said, Martinez had to talk him about what he needs to do and where he needs to go. But there was some highlights of him somewhere. I saw him in the right wing position, driving with the ball and trying to put across.
I show you how to drive this Ferrari. God damn it.
But at the end of the day, it was one of those things where I think we have to also consider the fact that it's his first start really since September, if I'm not
It
mistaken.
was like
So
he took the Carnival cruises that lays down somewhere in the Caribbean and said, I'm going to show you how to drive
you,
these Carnival
you,
cruises. I'm going to
you
drive
know,
it up. Yeah,
bro. There were moments where he was put under pressure, and he didn't really do that well under those moments. But I think the relief was because Marcus Rashford scored, and then we knew that we are really now in cruise control for real. But yeah,
Speaking about Rashford
yeah.
27th, was it 27th goal for the season right now? That was a scintillating goal, right? Okay, he missed so many chances, but Rashford is Rashford, right? You know that sooner or later he's going to get that chance, and he buried that in the top right corner. What a goal! What a goal! Other than that, I mean,
He right now the other thing, for the stats merchants, it's one of those things where he's equal the number of games that Cristiano Ronaldo has played for Manchester United. I think it's 346, and he's doing that at the age of 25, and he's still got a lot of life to go in at least at Manchester United. So he's now the youngest United player to score 25 European goals. So we have a club legend in the making over here. Marcus Rashford is on the footsteps of becoming a great, and who could have predicted the fact that he would make such a turnaround. Remember the player he was just about 12 months ago? Jay, do you
I'm doing
remember?
this. Jay, can you read my mind? I'm doing this now.
Yeah, okay. The renaissance of Rashford, 2022-23 is quite profound. Last season, Rashford, he was wasteful in possession. He'd almost take that extra step or two too much. The full back would win the ball, or Rashford would put in a very poor cross that would beat the first defender, or the ball would end up in the keeper's hands. He just was not effective. And no matter how poor he was last 2 seasons, Solskjaer hadn't the balls to drop him. Now, this season, he arrived late for training or whatever. There was some incident with tenhag. And next game, he's on the bench. He's thinking, okay, hang on a second. This is new here. Okay, I'm considered to the star of the club. I'm here since a kid. I've had a bit of indiscipline. New manager in. I mess up. I'm on the bench. Old manager, I can do what I want. So I think for me, that was a tipping point. I think he feels that he's playing for his place week in, week out. Whereas on the previous regime, he knew he was getting picked no matter what. So I think for me, that was a tipping point. And his form since he was benched for that game has just skyrocketed. Yeah, today he missed 2 opportunities, but that's Rashford. That's the kind of player he is. He game, he get 4 or 5 chances, he'd bang in 1 or 2. That
is kind of similar to comparing what Cristiano Ronaldo was. You just leave him on the pitch and something will happen sooner or later, right? He might miss a few chances, but it's a game changer. That you might get something out of Rashford. And this is what I like about Rashford this season, right? He's absolutely tuned in. I don't know if he's doing any kind of meditation on that stuff, but he's totally blocking out everything and all he sees scoring goals and winning, right?
And Mick, to add on to what you're saying exactly, today I think that the life lesson that we can derive from Rashford is, keep trying, because like right now, the moment before that goal, he had 2 moments where there were stinkers, really. There were absolute stinkers. And it was one of those things where before the moment where he shot, I actually shouted, "Don't shoot," because I was just saying, Rashford, right now, the rhythm is not right. These Malasia making the overlap, look at him, but he trusted himself and took the shot. So it's keep trying, that goal will come. That's the message that Rashford taught me today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he also turned around to Bruno and said, Bruno, he turned around to Bruno and said, Bruno, did you bloody eat those baked beans again? Because I keep doing stinkers here, right?
I saw a stat during the week, and it was rich to Michael Jordan. And Jordan said during his career, he missed 9,000 shots and lost over 300 games. But the guy is a GOAT of the game with 6 NBA titles. So as you said, Botswana Papi, it's the amount of times you fall down. It's how you get back up and stay on your feet. That's what matters.
100%. We also had a young buck in terms of Pellistri. I call him Pelly, right? Young Pelly. Proud of him that he got his first start and played the whole 90 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it looked a little bit shaky, but barring that, he actually did something. He actually did challenge. He was a vital part of the overall performance. But in general, like the first half for me, I don't know. I kind of felt a little bit of like a boring, like, okay, cruise control. We're controlling tenhag masterclass in a way to control the game. It's not easy to go to Seville, right, to play in that stadium. I haven't been there. Jay, have you been there? You said, it's beautiful there, right?
I have. I've been to Seville many times. I haven't been to Betis Stadium, but I was with the crosstown rivals. Beautiful city. You're saying there about being in cruise control. You also got to remember as well, these guys are playing 3 games a week practically.
Yeah.
Knowing full well they've got a game on Saturday in the Sunday or Saturday.
Sunday, FA Cup. Fulham.
They've got a game in 2 days' time against Fulham. So you're thinking, okay, first half, literally like a boxing match. Stay in the middle of the ring. Don't get caught in the ropes. Don't get in the corner, and just go through the motions.
Just
That's
dance.
what they did. I suppose a lot of us watching would have been forgiven for sitting there thinking, "Oh my God, this is boring." But I'd take boring if it's a 1-0 victory and we're in the last 16. We're leading 4-1. So why would you take unnecessary chances? Why would your players launch into tackles? Not necessary. You've got another big game in the weekend, so you do what you got to do to win. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, 100%. You know, 100%. No, for me, the when I saw the team sheet, I said, well, this guy is not messing around. Like, it wasn't a weak team. It wasn't that many rotations. Like, the only thing that we saw was pretty much like, you know, Pellistri giving his nod for his first 9 minutes. We saw, like, you know, Malacia stepping inside instead of Luke Shaw, and Harry Maguire replacing a Varane that needs a proper rest. Cassemiro was always going to start, barring that he got that 4-match suspension. We're not going to talk about that. We probably, I'm pissed off still about it, to be honest. But Cassemiro is so important for the team. And, you know, that's what I said with cruise control. It was just to reassure that the first half, we don't actually concede any goals. So all in general, clean sheet for David De Gea. And he did a couple of good saves as well. So first half for me, perfectly master controlled. You know, we didn't do much. We didn't have many chances, but it was not a conceded goal. We come in the second half. We get a goal through Rashford, like, and then we saw, like, you know, okay, 5-1 aggregate, fine. We can start rotating. As what Jay said, we have a FA Cup Fullham on Sunday. You know, out comes Bruno. You know, in comes Lindelof. In comes, like, you know, Sancho, XYZ. So at the end of the day, we qualify to the quarterfinals, right? So I don't know. There's nothing much to say more than that we were quite confident with 4-1. Like, you know, Jay, you said that earlier when we won 4-1, that never do you remember that we have gone to Spain with a 4-1 aggregate.
No, never. And I think back in 2018, if memory serves, we are playing away to Seville in the Champions League. We get knocked out on the Mourinho. And I'm a massive fan of Mourinho. I think getting knocked out of Champions League by Seville in the knockout stages, that turned the tide for Mourinho. Then secondly, Solskjaer couldn't beat a Spanish team if his life depended on it. All remember the games against Villarreal when he couldn't make
100%.
Yeah, 100%. So we now have beaten the mighty, albeit corrupt Barcelona. Another show, another day. And we beat Betis in their home ground, who are fifth in the Liga. So I think once and for all, guys, we have broken that Spanish hoodoo, because historically we played Spanish teams and we didn't get past them. It also happened under Ferguson as well. I remember getting knocked out by Real Sociedad.
Oh yeah.
So we've always had an issue beating Spanish teams. But yes, here we are tonight, last 16. I don't care who we get. I'm confident that no matter who we get, we're going to be in the semi-finals.
Yeah. 100%. Just want to say hi back to you, Niall. Thanks for tuning in, Niall. Big up. He said good, steady performance as well. Professional result and performance tonight, 100%. And I agree. I mean, if you still look who is still left in the competition, I think Sevilla made it through. I think Real Sociedad also made it through. I don't know what happened with Juventus. Did Juventus pull it through as well?
I'd expect them to. I think. Yeah, I think. What's the word? Juve. Yeah, no, they're through. 3-0 aggregate. They won 2-0. Yes,
and Feyenoord as well. So Arsenal is now kicking off, I think, against is it Sporting, right? So there's 2-2 aggregate.
Yes.
Right? But they're playing at home at Emirates. So I think a lot of people are tuning into that game as well. So let's just go to the player ratings, because a lot of people want to probably tune in to see Arsenal fail. But I think Juve is qualified. I mean, out of the Spanish teams, I think it's Sevilla and Real Sociedad still left, right? And there are tricky teams, Sevilla and Real Sociedad. So, you know. But this is like an eye on the prize still. This is quarterfinal we're talking about. So this is now knockout. Like this is cup football. And who do you actually think we are getting in the next round? I mean, what would be your preference? Botswana, Papi, I talk to you.
Oh, give me Union Berlin. Give me Union Gilois, or however you pronounce it. Give me that one, please, because yeah, any one of those. I do not want another Spanish team, although Sevilla, you know, is a possible matchup. But you know, Union Berlin, please. That's
about
where
you,
I'm
Jay?
gonna rest.
What about you, Jay? Who do you prefer?
As my previous statement, I don't think Ten Hag and his players or the fan base should fear anybody now in the
Oh, no.
Europa League.
Oh no,
No fear. Yeah.
That being said, Union Berlin would be a dream tie. Apart from that, the only team I want to avoid is Sevilla.
yeah, Sevilla.
Leave Sevilla until the final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very well organised, and historically, they almost had our number historically. So leave them to the final.
I wouldn't mind a Feyenoord, to be honest, a Dutch team, a team that Erik ten Hag knows very, very well. A Feyenoord where Malacia also used to play. So I don't mind a Feyenoord, to be honest. Like, you know, rather than that, don't give me another Paella team again, right? We don't mind traveling to Spain. I think the United Faithfuls traveling fans, they love going to Spain. Of course, they get a little bit of sun, good cerveza, good paella, you know what I mean? But we need a little bit of a, you know, Dutch, right? Dutch to Dutch.
Yes.
I don't have any favorite players, never had. I'm a Mancunian. I love the team. I love the gaffer. I love the badge. But this Cassemiro is warming my heart up to be one of my favorite players in many, many years. So I would say Cassemiro. And my heart bleeds that he got this unfair treatment because Cassemiro played over 500 games in Champions League, in La Liga, without even receiving one yellow card. He comes over to Premier League, he gets sent off twice. For me, he's the man of the match. Can we have a horn?
Let's do it, Casemiro.
Man of the match is Cassemiro, guys. Thank you so much for participating. Right. What if we get Juventus, right? Now, I have a comment here from Niall saying, what if we get Juventus and Pogba plays? We show him what he's missing under Erik ten Hag. Knock, knock, Pogba. Who is there? 10.
Niall. Jogba won't play because now Juventus realise he's a waste of oxygen.
100%. You know, in fact, the European Union are now taxing, like, you know, carbon oxidants, like, you know, so reduce your carbon oxidant footprint. Big up. So, guys, we're playing, you know, a game's come thick and fast, and then we have an international break. So I think FA Cup on Sunday is the last game before the internationals, right? What is this international for? Is the European qualifiers? Have not been following at all. I hate internationals.
The very fact that nobody knows means no one gives a shit.
Exactly.
So let's talk about Sunday then. Let's talk about the Sunday because we've gone over the man of the match. We've gone over everything. How do you think Erik ten Hag will line up on Sunday? Will he go strong? Will he go Varane, Malacia? No, he will go with Shaw. What do you think? Shaw, the usual backline. I remember Saka, Sabitzer in the midfield, Bruno together with Fred. No. Casemiro is not playing, so it's got to be Sabitzer, Fred, Bruno. Front, Rashford, Weghorst, and Anthony if Anthony's fit, right?
Yes.
But
I think Pellistri has done enough to actually earn himself a start versus Fulham. But that's going to be a big Ten Hag call. But
100%.
you know, he would have to be able to explain to Pellistri, you have A, B, C, and D and E faults that do not allow me to start you. But I feel like it'll be exciting to see Pellistri in there again.
Yeah.
I'd love for him to build a little bit more chemistry, especially with Wan-Bissaka and get that right side popping again.
Arsenal dismantled Fulham with 3-0 last time. So, in terms of score prediction, what do you think it's going to be? It's going to be. We're playing at Old Trafford. 2-0 clean sheet, 3-0 United, 3-1 United.
Hey, what do you think?
I don't know. Is Mitrovic fit? Because Mitrovic is really their only goal threat, along with preseason Pirlo. Remember him?
Yeah, preseason Pirlo Pereira.
He scores 30 yards. What's the betting?
Preseason Pereira. I mean, Mitrovic played versus Arsenal, so I think he's fit. So
yeah. So if Mitrovic plays, I'll go 2-1.
2-1. But we have Varane back, and we have the Butcher. We're going to stop him unless we play Maguire. No,
I feel like it's going to be 3-1.
I go with the Magic. I go with my 3. I believe in 3, 6, and 9, which is Nikola Tesla's key numbers for the Mr. of Universe. So I always go with 3, 6, or 9. 3-1, Manchester United. Or even Hale. I'm Patriot. I believe De Gea clean sheet. Okay, 3-0 United.
He says with chest.
I do. Yep. Guys, we do apologize. We had a little bit of injury today. We were supposed to join by the Man United Mania. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it today. We know we advertised it. If you listen there, big up. He went for his mother's birthday. He couldn't make it home in time. But next time we will have him on. And, until then, I know Arsenal is playing, and a lot of you want to be a gooner now, watching them lose, hopefully. But, guys, Jay, thank you for coming out. I know you're struggling a little bit with a chest cold. What do you call it? Go have a nice cup of tea. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you as well, coming up. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
See you on Sunday. Enjoy your weekend.
See you on Sunday. But guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Tell your friends about MUFC Realist TV. Come back here on Sunday, and we shall have a fantastic show for you then. Guys, have a good night from Mick Ruby, from Jay, and from Aubrey here from Football Power, Botswana Papi. Cheers for now. We're going quarterfinals. Bye.
Go United!
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.